With stay-at-home orders in place, single people have had to get a little creative with meeting other people and going on virtual dates. Fox 7 Austin's Amanda Salinas spoke with matchmakers about tips for those looking for their special someone.
Social distancing has led to some sort of social isolation for some people, but that doesn't mean that you can't connect with others and maybe even have a virtual date. Here to explain more about that and maybe the do's and don'ts about it is our matchmaker, Julia McCurley. Good morning, Julia. How are you?
I'm good. Sitting out here in Lake Travis, social distancing. Not too isolated, luckily. Unlike a lot of single people in Austin, which can be difficult right now.
Yeah, I mean, the temptation to, obviously, if we're responsible, we're not going out there, but it's tough if you're single and you're not connecting with anybody out there physically. But we live in a virtual world. A lot of us are doing things online right now. Dating should be no different at this point. What's your advice?
Well, my advice is, first of all, there's a lot of good things about the virtual dating. I think it makes people be a little more genuine and sincere. You can't just rely on looks. You really have to show your personality. It takes more time and effort. It's almost like when somebody was away at war, right? Like the long distance dating kind of. And then in other ways, it gets really personal right away because they're already seeing where you live, seeing your space. So there's kind of different dynamics to it.
I just want to differentiate. This virtual dating is not the same as if I was going on a dating app, right?
Well, maybe you met on an app, but then you're going to arrange a virtual date. Okay. So like a FaceTime date or like a Zoom date like we're doing. And then what people do is have it built around an activity, like perhaps like a happy hour date, right? Or maybe you do a virtual cooking date and you each share a recipe. You can play games online. You can watch Netflix together with that net party. I mean, there's a lot of creative things you can do to kind of create a bond, even though you're far away from each other.
And because, you know, it is on a screen, do you have any advice in terms of what do I put in the background? Should I dress up? Should I put on makeup?
Good point. You cannot show up in your pajamas, okay? You got to treat this like a real date. Get your hair, your makeup done. Guys, shave. Don't come on there with 5 o'clock shadow. Make sure there's nothing weird in the background, like some pile of dirty dishes and then the pets. Come on, you can't have your dog running around barking and you're like, okay, settle down, Max. You got to maybe have some soft lighting and some nice music and just kind of create a date atmosphere somehow. Because they're gonna be scrutinizing you. Like, ooh, what's over there on that shelf? Is that some skull or I don't know? Because they're coming over to your house, so you got to treat it like that.
Oh, I love that. That's funny. Yeah, because I mean, we're doing that ourselves when we're looking at people doing Zoom interviews. Like, what's on that bookshelf? I want to know what books that person is reading. That's what I'm curious about. Or what's on the refrigerator, the magnets with all the kids' things.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like if you're cooking and they see the inside of your fridge, make sure it's not full of I don't know, a bunch of beer or like ice cream or I don't know. You got to look for that. It's just like a real date face to face, except the nice part is you don't have that distraction or that obligation to get physical right away because you know that can't happen. So you can't just rely, on your looks or what have you. You really have to show more of your personality and you've got to be fun.
Yeah, you got to be who you are.
You don't want to be negative.
I just kind of want to end this on, I mean, this entire interview has been positive, but do you have any other words of encouragement for any singles out there, just so it can keep their spirits up during this time? I
know I was talking to my mom, she's 83, she always has the best advice. She said, every day I call at least 1 or 2 people, like she makes a list, just to stay connected with people. And I think that's important for, when you're single especially. And it's a good time to check in on maybe old high school friends or, just people you haven't talked to in a while, your neighbors. I haven't talked to my neighbors in 6 months. I saw them, I just talked to them. You just want to somehow, you don't want to just be in silence 24 hours a day. I mean, you've got to somehow, engage with people to keep your mental health positive.
Yeah, call your brother, call your sibling, call your cousin. They probably need to hear. Yeah. Well, we're talking.
You've already said cheery.
Oh, I try. Thank you so much, Julia. It's so good talking to you. I hope the next time I see you, it's in person.
Me too. Have a good day.
You too.